So I'm kind of fascinated by the game of poker, and I've decided there's basically three elements to poker. The first is understanding the math, the probabilities of what you have in your hand initially to what you're going to end up with by the time all the cards come out, the probabilities of what the other players might be holding and what they might end up with. And of course, you have to understand that very thoroughly to be able to properly assess your chances of winning a particular hand. Now, the second thing is not giving away extra information through your mannerisms, being able to pull off a good bluff, being able to read other people's bluffs, being able to get extra information from their mannerisms. That's kind of more, I don't know what you'd call it, kind of a psychological or instinctive edge that you pick up. I guess after a while, you develop skills. Some people more than others develop skill at that. Now, a third thing is discipline. And discipline is when you get punished when you're young, they say you're being disciplined. So it essentially means learning not to do something that you already knew that you weren't supposed to do. So when you get into the high stress, big cash games or big tournaments, discipline is a huge thing. You know the right move, but you don't always do it. Someone said to me once, I made a mistake that I shouldn't have made. And I was like, what? As opposed to a mistake that you should have made. But the opposite of a mistake that you shouldn't have made is actually a mistake that you can get away with making. Not that that you should make, but one that you can get away with making. And that, I think, is the underlying flaw or weakness that causes people to be undisciplined. Subconsciously, somewhere, they feel that they can get away with making this mistake. And it's kind of like a gamble. They're gambling that they can get away with it. So in that case, that gamble is the opposite of being disciplined and just, listening to that inner voice and doing what you know you should do. But that's something that, it's going to be easier for some players than others. But getting good at that is, when you get to the upper levels is as important, maybe the most important thing is at least as important as those other two aspects.